Virgin Galactic stock has gotten absolutely crushed over the past few days. We have seen the share price drop more than 27%. They've reached a high at over $33 per share and now are trading in that $24 range. So with this massive decline, the company actually dropped 17% in one single trading day. And in this video, we're going to go over the reason why we have seen such a massive decline and what it means for the future of Virgin Galactic. They are the first ever space tourism company. They've received a ton of hype on the market, and over the past year, their share price has been extremely volatile. We've seen a ton of ups and downs for this company, and that trend has continued over this past week. We're going to go over some reasons why this company will still continue to grow, and I actually own this company in my very small, high-risk portfolio, and I'm going to share with you what I plan to do with this position, whether I plan to hold on or sell out over the next few days. Before we jump into the reason why we saw this massive decline, and then go over some reasons why the company may surge, you got to remember to please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for daily videos about the stock market. I am the Gen Z investor, and I post every single day discussing new stocks you can buy and sell, or going over major market news and headlines, like we're doing today with Virgin Galactic, who has seen a massive downward trend over this past few trading days. So Virgin Galactic shares took that massive tumble because they actually had a failed test flight. Their first manned test flight to go into outer space did not go as planned. The rocket motor that was supposed to propel the aircraft into space failed to ignite, so the pilots had to return back to the launch site. Everyone returned back healthy, which was a great sign. There were no major injuries, but it did not reach outer space as it was planned to do. And their explanation was that during the test flight, the rocket motor did not fire due to the ignition sequence not completing. The company said there was a miscommunication between their different systems, and that's what led to the misfire and actually not fire of the motor that didn't propel them into outer space. So it was a bad test flight. It didn't go as planned, but thankfully no one was injured, and that is the main reason why we saw this massive 17% tumble in share price on the day of this failed announcement. So although the share price took that huge decline over this past week, the company is still up 193% on the 1-year chart. And you can take a look here and see a ton of ups and downs. Volatility is always within space stock. You can see right when it first came out, a massive, huge incline to start the trading period, then a massive decline following that, and a ton of small ups and downs along the way. This company never trades in one single direction, has been going up of course over the longer term, but you can see a ton of volatility on that journey. And although they've seen that failed test flight, a lot of analysts are still bullish on the company. Morgan Stanley, for example, has remained bullish and still has a very strong long-term view on Virgin Galactic. They believe that this was only a one-time occurrence and that this isn't going to stop the company from completing all of their long-term future growth plans. And taking a look at some technical analysis, Virgin Galactic's sell-off has not damaged the long-term upward trend, says some financial analysts. If you guys have been following the channel, you know I don't value technical analysis too much, but taking a look at the stock price, you can see it's still trading above their moving average. So this really hasn't triggered or prevented future upward movement in the share price. And of course, some other major headlines from this article that I want to point out is Virgin Galactic is heavily known for the fact that they're a space tourism company. For the fact that for $250,000, you can reserve a ticket to actually go into outer space and come back. But that's not really what's going to drive the business over the next decade and beyond. There's one other aspect that I believe is really going to keep driving the business and make them a household name brand. And that is because they're going to create a super fast way of transportation. They have the promise of suborbital travel for any major airport across the world in about 1 hour, making travel from Asia to North America very, very fast. And the company still hasn't gotten there yet. They really haven't proven how they're going to achieve that, but that is the main goal. So if we take a look at a quote from their CEO, he said, "This is something that I think everyone wants. Who wouldn't want to get across the ocean or something significantly faster?" So this is incredible. If they can be the company that can get people across the globe in rapid speed, if going from North America to Asia will only take 1 hour, I believe that will completely revolutionize the way we travel. If they can get that mainstream and actually make it affordable for not maybe the everyday person, but not only just the top 1% of the world, and make it a little bit more affordable to maybe middle or high middle class individuals, this company will reach new heights that people aren't even expecting. And still moving forward, earlier this year, Bank of America gave 5 different reasons that we're going to go over how they believe Virgin Galactic can still reach new highs and record-setting numbers than ever before. And right now, there are 2 different analysts that still have a buy rating. The first one, of course, is from Bank of America. They have a buy rating, and they believe that there's no other company that covers or will cover anywhere near the comparable growth potential to Virgin Galactic. And the second buy rating is that this company believes that demand for space tourism is going to be out of this world. Of course, the pun is intended. So there's 2 major companies that have some key influence on the stock market giving buy ratings on Virgin Galactic stock. So before we take a look at the 5 reasons that Bank of America believes Virgin Galactic will rebound and reach new record highs, I'm going to share with you my personal opinion on the company and what I plan on doing. So if we take a look at this high-risk portfolio, it is very small. A value at less than $1,000, and of course compare that to my main financial freedom portfolio that currently sits at over $76,000. This is a very small portion of my overall investment holdings. But if we take a look, Virgin Galactic is actually the largest holding in this portfolio, and that is because I bought more. Over this dip, I added to my position and bought 4 more shares of this company for $24.90, bringing down my average cost, and I like this because my overall position in this company was down around 25-26%, but I bought in at a very low point in the share price. Of course, it has gone down a little bit more, but you can never perfectly time the bottom, so I bought in 4 more shares of this company. I still think they're going to grow. I think this was one minor setback. I don't think this has really derailed them. They still have the balance sheet. They still have some funds available to maintain future growth, and I'm not too worried about them. I'm sure the business still is going to have to pick up, of course. We're going to have to see another space flight be successful, and if they have a continuous trend of failing test flights down the road, if we see 2-3 more flights fail, that's going to worry me a little bit more. This one, they know what the issue was. They can go back, they can fix it, they can prepare another flight, and no one got injured. That's a good sign for Virgin Galactic, and of course this was a failure, but I don't think it was as bad, and I don't think it was warranted a 27% decline in share price. So that's my opinion on it. I bought more. I didn't, of course, buy a huge position, but I added 4 more shares using my cash balance in this portfolio, and that's what I did. I averaged down during this dip, and I took advantage, and hopefully we see a rebound, and those share price go back in the green. So if we take a look now at some reasons why Bank of America believes Virgin Galactic can soar even higher, and I absolutely agree with them. Of course, this is a completely high-risk speculative company, and if you are going to invest in a stock like this, you have to do your own research, and please speak to a professional because there is a ton of risk in a company like Virgin Galactic. The first one is, and one of the first reasons Bank of America likes them, is the lack of competition. They have a unique business model. There are only really 2 other competitors in the world, such as Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos' company, and SpaceX, which is, of course, Elon Musk's company. So there's only 2 main competitors within the United States that are going after some space tourism industry, but I think Virgin Galactic can still maintain market leadership down the road, so there isn't a ton of other companies trying to get into the space other than the main players right now, and plus the high capital to get into this type of company and into this type of field is record breaking, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of new entrants into this type of market. And number 2 is the extraordinary growth potential. So of course, the long-term opportunities of space tourism are endless. They're almost unmeasurable right now because it's never happened before. It's a completely different industry. We really don't know the true demand, and we really don't know how successful or lucrative it can be. And if Virgin Galactic can actually become successful, and they can start bringing in hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars of top-line revenue and actually become profitable on their bottom line, it's going to be huge because we don't even know. This is a completely untapped and unentered market, such as outer space, and who knows, if they can get the price down of their tickets, open up to a wider range of people, this may shoot up in demand and they may be flooded for many years in reservations. Number 3, an experienced and compelling management team. Strong management is, of course, the key to any business. If you have top-line leadership that doesn't know what they're doing, is unmotivated, then it can really set the whole company apart. But this is not what Virgin Galactic has. They have a very strong management team. Their chief space officer spent more than 20 years at NASA, and their CEO spent more than 30 years at Disney, 2 of the most recognizable brands and companies all across the world. And of course, they have some vertical integration capabilities. They can own their subsidiaries that overall make a nice integrated system for the entire process of space tourism. And another thing is a robust total addressable market. The addressable market for this is absolutely huge. In a previous article that I went through, it was mentioned that their addressable market could be up to 900 billion. And of that 900, 300 billion is just straight up luxury space tourism. So even if they can achieve a small portion of that overall market, this company can still be absolutely huge many years down the road. If we take a quick look at their balance sheet, the company's going to have no issues with regard to short-term financial health. Of course, they don't make any revenue and have no net income right now, so they only generate cash from issuing and selling shares of the business, but that's kind of typical in a very young growth company. So right now they have around 740 million of total cash on the balance sheet, and they have around 790 total current assets. If we compare the 790 of total current assets compared to the liability side, you can see the entire amount of liabilities on this balance sheet is 139 million. So with their cash on hand, they can pay off all of the liabilities for the entire company and still have over 500 million sitting in cash, which is a great sign. They have a current ratio around 4, which is absolutely incredible, and absolutely no worry about a short-term financial health crisis for Virgin Galactic. We know they're burning through a ton of cash right now, but overall, over the short term, that's not going to be any issue. So Virgin Galactic's had a crazy week. This massive decline in share price over the past month has been insane. Dropping 27% in this failed test flight has really scared investors away. But I bought more. I'm not out of them just yet. I think this company still has a lot of room to grow, and I think this is just maybe a minor setback, but it hasn't really derailed the company's long-term future goals. So I bought 4 more shares in this tiny portfolio, and of course, this isn't much, but it is something. It's a little experiment. I plan to slowly add to this high-risk, high-reward portfolio, buy a couple more new holdings, and see what we can do over the long term. So thanks for watching, everyone. This was a quick little update on the reason why Virgin Galactic saw a massive decline of 17%. This company is still up huge over the past year. I own it in a very small position in my risky portfolio. So I want to make an update, share my thoughts on the company, and see what they're going to do down the road. Thank you for watching, and see you in tomorrow's video.